Australia is a vast, mysterious continent that was left unsettled until recently. There are many spooky places here that we think you'll enjoy learning about. From remote places in the Outback to the Monte Cristo homestead, here are 13 extremely creepy places found in Australia. Number 13. Bolongo State Forest. Found in New South Wales, this forest is best known for the mysterious 7 skeletons found there. The man believed responsible, Ivan Milat, was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in 1996. However, 2 additional cadavers have been found here since then. The police suspected a copycat, yet others believe that perhaps a paranormal entity is to blame. Those who choose to camp in these woods have said that footprints rattle the leaves outside their tents, yet when they peek outside, only darkness greets them. Strange shadows at night and sounds like screaming ghouls are said to be common occurrences here, especially by the cover of darkness. Number 12. Australian Outback. If you think you got what it takes to survive in the harsh Australian desert, then we dare you to go ahead and try to live there. Let us know how it goes for you. Some of the places we're about to mention are located in the Outback, which make for a really creepy setting. The western side of Australia seems to be completely lacking resources unless you're looking for snakes, toxic chemicals, or uranium. This is also home to Lake Disappointment, which really doesn't seem like a great place to go to, so you really shouldn't get your hopes up about living out there. Some say the lake is rather salty and rather disappointing to live there. Some have tried to settle in Winduna, Australia, when an extremely large amount of blue asbestos was discovered. This didn't work out though, and they abandoned the settlement pretty quickly. They didn't realize exactly how toxic blue asbestos truly was. We'll get into more about Winduna later on in this video. Number 11. Pine Gap, Australia. Australia's secret spy base is located in the middle of the Outback and has stayed out of public eyes for quite a long time. It's a lot like Australia's version of Area 51, which means you won't be getting in anytime soon. It turns out this base is an important intelligence gathering location operated by the US and Australia in a joint effort to track down terrorists and other nuclear threats. We also call it the Joint Defense Facility, and as you can tell from this sign, you're not allowed to come here. Much of what goes on here will be surrounded in secrecy, and what we know is only the tip of the iceberg. Number 10. The Devil's Pool. Located in Queensland, Australia, this popular hiking spot and natural pool is infamous for its dangerous surroundings. In November of 2008, Tasmanian naval seaman James Bennett became the 17th person on record to drown at this site. Rumor has it that these mysterious incidents may be the work of supernatural forces. An Aboriginal legend tells a tale of a woman who met her end here after being separated from her lover. This female spirit of loneliness now haunts this pool, luring men to join her. A woman's voice, the sound of crying, and a zombie have all been reported here around these icy waters. Number 9. Bago Row Jail. From Brisbane in Queensland, this prison is known for its underground cell block, which the inmates nickname the Black Hole. Violent riots were common in this prison, as well as hunger strikes and rooftop protests, all said to stem from the inhumane conditions of this state prison. At least 42 of the housed inmates met their end here, including one prisoner who placed a curse on these grounds. The ghost of one of Australia's most infamous criminals, Ernest Austin, is whispered to haunt this collection of rotting cells. The spirit of a former guard twirling his keys on his transparent fingers has also been seen. Number 8. Jenny Dixon Beach. Found on the central coast of New South Wales, this beach has a notorious history of hauntings, which all seem to take place during the witching hour. This beach is reportedly haunted by the ghost of a woman named Jenny Dixon. The story goes that Jenny was picked up by a group of men while hitchhiking before she was taken to this beach and never seen again. Legend has it that all the men involved in the incident expired soon after the event under mysterious circumstances. Now a woman in a long flowing white dress is often seen wandering along these sands, and she also does not take kindly to visitors. Number 7. Sappelle Winery. From the Barossa Valley of southern Australia, this winery is said to be the final resting place of Oscar Benno Seppelt. He was the man who built it in the 1800s. After 7 p.m., the lights on the lower levels refuse to turn on. A spectra is rumored to haunt the tunnels below. If you venture through this passageway, expect to be watched and icy fingers to try to pull and grab at you. Despite the rusted machines having been turned off over 150 years under the lights of the moon, the sound of steam and wheels cranking can still be heard. As the legend goes, the entire Sappelle family is said to have met their tragic end here. On the anniversary of their demise, the walls are said to drip with a mysterious red substance that disappears by morning. Number 6. Winduna, Australia. Winduna was once a farming town in Western Australia. There really wasn't a whole lot going for the town, and they needed a way to make money. They seemingly struck it rich when they discovered blue asbestos in a cliffside nearby. This mineral here is called crocodolite, and it was far more deadly than they could have possibly imagined. Some claim that blue asbestos is 100 times more dangerous than white asbestos. It was used in just about everything, including roads, pavements, houses, and even school playgrounds. Here in this photo, we see 2 young children covered in blue asbestos in the town of Winduna. Oh yeah, and they're kind of playing around in a toxic material. Photos taken from here show things like shoveling contests, and apparently only one of the people who participated in this contest is still alive. Residents, and most commonly miners of the town, begin to notice severe patterns of lung disease and making them become quite concerned where they're living. Today, the town is completely abandoned and ghosts still walk around in the premises, but only enter if you dare. Number 5. Old Melbourne Gaol. This bluestone building and courtyard from Melbourne, Victoria was constructed in 1839 and functioned as a prison between 1842 and 1929. More than 100 convicts lived their lives out in this prison. Since the end of the building's tenure as a prison, it has been converted into a 3-story museum full of memorabilia left over from the prisoners and former staff. People have reported hearing disembodied angry voices yelling and screaming within the old decrepit walls. Others report experiencing sudden cold spots, hearing other strange voices, and the occasional sighting of a man in striped clothing. Number 4. Picton. Welcome to the most haunted town in Australia. When this town was first settled in the 1800s, it was called Stonequarry. In 1863, the railway arrived, and in 1980, so did the Hume Highway. However, as the town grew, so did the presence of evil. One entity is a young girl named Emily Bollard, who was one night walking home alone along the tracks of the tunnel. However, her ghostly apparition has been seen strolling through the depths of the tunnel ever since. When she appears, she is said to look like a white, flowing silhouette of a woman with no face. Black shadows have also been seen here. Don't forget about the floating heads, white lights, ghosts of children playing, and electrical disturbances. Nearly everything in this town is said to be haunted. The Imperial Hotel has a jukebox that still plays on its own. The maternity hospital is alive with the voices of the unborn children. The Stonequarry Viaduct is filled with sounds of swimming and splashing from many who have met their end in those shallow waters. Finally, the Queen Victoria Hospital has made people nauseous from a strange energy said to overtake this place. Number 3. The Monte Cristo Homestead. This place is hailed as Australia's most haunted house. There are many spirits said to reside in this house found in New South Wales, with at least 10 seen so often that the locals are on the first name basis with these ghosts. Poltergeist action and the screams of the deceased have rattled and unnerved even the most hardened of experienced mediums. Many psychics who have tried to communicate with the spirits have run screaming from these hallways, never to return. Having been turned into a cozy ghost-ridden bed and breakfast, guests are constantly reported seeing strange orbs of light, feeling icy presence, and even seeing full-scale apparitions, such as the former lady of the house, Mrs. Crawley. Number 2. Hobart Penitentiary Chapel. Find this place on the corner of Brisbane and Campbell Street in Hobart, Tasmania. It was built in 1831 primarily as a house of worship for the ever-growing number of people in the area. However, in 1845, this place closed its doors to free settler worship in order to become a subsection of a nearby prison. Footsteps are typically heard racing through these cement holdings, as well as voices, mainly screams, but sometimes eerie, deranged laughter and the occasional glimpses of spectral prisoners lumbering about in the darkness. Number 1. Cabella Homestead. Found in Western Australia, this haunted house was established in the 1850s and consists of several buildings, including a 13-room homestead, external kitchen, a 2-story barn, and some spooky stables. This history of about 44,000 acres of land is blemished by a mysteriously large number of infants who all disappeared here. Today, doors in the homestead open and close on their own. A presence lingers in the chilled air, and witnesses have reported strange flashes of light out of nowhere. Some believe this place acts as some kind of unworldly portal, a place built on Native American sacred ground, rumored to be a magnet for spiritual energy. The current caretaker says she's dreamed of this house as a child and into her adult life. She also claims to be eerily drawn to the house and all of its mysteries. Possibly by the spiritual forces, who knows?
So did you find that to be creepy? Let us know in the comments section and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video.